Hello, everyone. I'm Fred Oakman here with Mr. Jake Peters. You're listening to PS. This is Awesome PlayStation Podcast. This is episode 383, where we dive into our thoughts on all things PlayStation. And before we jump in, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/PS. This is awesome, where you can also watch the video version of the podcast. And you can check our trophy list on the PSN. I am Anchorless_81, and Jake is Jakesaw01. Send your thoughts to psisisawesome@gmail.com and share the show with your friends. Don't forget to rate us. And this podcast airs for free every Wednesday on your preferred streaming platform. But for those who sign up to our Patreon for just $1 a month, you can join the one and only $1 club and receive a die-cut vinyl sticker in the mail, like the real mail, not the email right here, and get a shout out on our show. Most times, if you're a patron of the show, you also get the show a day or two early. Visit patreon.com/PS is awesome to support us. Remember, if you like our podcast, it does us a lot of good if you can like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Granted, the episode did not air last week, but for anyone who is a patron of the show, they got a personalized little message from me saying, sorry, Jake is in another country, and I just don't have the gumption to do it. And to be honest, I also posted a little short on YouTube. So if you follow us on YouTube, you would have also got the message. So it's your own damn fault if you didn't know what was happening. We tell you every episode to subscribe and join the Patreon. Jake, I'm glad you're back and you're safe from Italy. You're back from the other place. Welcome.
Yeah, I was in Italy for 7 days, and it was awesome. I had a lot of trouble with the travel, but other than that, it was incredible. I'm not gonna gush about my whole trip on here just because I could talk about it for an hour, but basically we Sarah and I had our 10th anniversary on the 20th, so we decided to do something interesting, and we went over to Italy. I wasn't even thinking about doing that. I was thinking about doing something like going to, Yellowstone or something like that. Mm-hmm. But then Sarah kind of found out that it would basically be the same price for us to go to Italy as it would be to go to Yellowstone, which is fucking stupid, because Yellowstone is in the United States. But so we decided to do that. We chose Italy because Sarah, ever since she was a child, has been fascinated with Pompeii and the city and Mount Vesuvius and what happened there and the Roman ruins and all that stuff. So we went over there to do a tour of the archaeological site in Pompeii, which was fucking awesome. And then I guess you could call my half of the trip was we went to Florence, and the weekend of our anniversary was the Italian GP for the MotoGP motorcycle racing circuit, which is like the top level of motorcycle racing in the world. So all like the 20 best riders in the world compete in this particular I don't know if you call it a league or whatever you want to call it, but so we went to that race, which was fucking crazy. There was, I don't know if you were paying attention or not, but I was telling someone, I think it was maybe Nate, that the weekend of the race that we went to, they announced that there was 166,000 people there, which is fucking crazy. And just, you can imagine just the traffic and the people and the psychotic nature of everything that was going on. But it was into like people in other countries, especially like Europe and South America, like they are way more, they wear their emotions on their sleeve much more than we do in the United States. Mm-hmm. Like in the United States, everybody's very like, we get excited about stuff, but not to the extent that they do. Like just listen to like a soccer broadcast from South America or something like that, and like how crazy those people get. Like they just are way more emotional about stuff. And so being in Italy and being surrounded by the Italians and their fanhood and how much they love motorsport over there was super, super interesting. Also, like the driving over there, people have always said as kind of like a stereotype that Italians are crazy drivers. It's not unfounded. It's literally like the rules of the road in Italy are more of a suggestion, and there's just like an unspoken kind of agreement in Italy that as long as like you don't run into each other and you use your horn, you can just do whatever the fuck you want. And like there guys just like driving around other people, driving down the wrong side of the road because they're being stopped by the traffic in front of them. And then like pedestrians just literally walk out into traffic. Like it's crazy. Like when I was there, I know that if that driving had taken place in the United States, I would have seen no less than 20 accidents. But because it was in Italy and that's like their culture and how they just drive over there, it was totally fine. Like I never saw an accident. I never saw someone get hit. And it's really crazy. But we also kind of walked around Florence, which was where the nearest city to where the motorcycle race was. Got to see a lot of Michelangelo's stuff, like the Statue of David.
Oh, cool.
Which was really fucking cool. And then we went to this church there where like Michelangelo's buried, and also Galileo, his tomb is there as well. So, and they have a Galileo museum. We got to do that.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was cool. It was really tiring though. Like I'm still kind of recovering from it, even though we got back on, I guess technically it would have been super early Saturday morning. And it's Monday now. But I looked at my Fitbit app, and over the course of our vacation, we walked like 65 miles, which is so much walking.
Yeah, that's insane.
And I'm really glad. Yeah, we purposefully went and bought really good walking shoes before we went on this vacation because we thought we kind of had an idea that it was going to be that way. Mm-hmm. But dude, I'll tell you what, in the 7 days that we were there, I think I could maybe count on one hand the number of native Italians that you could consider overweight. And I don't know if it's because of how much they walk and stuff over there, or because their food is a lot better. They don't allow a lot of preservatives and shit like that. But dude, it was crazy because like you walk around here and like literally 60% of the people you see are overweight. Mm-hmm. And so like when you go over there, and dude, I ate the craziest shit I've ever eaten in my life over there. Not in terms of like, it wasn't like really bizarre food. It was just like, dude, I ate like my one meal was like, gnocchi or gnocchi or however you pronounce
gnocchi
it.
Or whatever.
Like
yeah.
Yeah. So I had this dish that was literally just that, like mac and cheese made with that. And it was just literally like carbs and starch and fucking cheese. Mm-hmm. And it was delicious. Dude, that's the other thing is that I'm not going to lie. Probably most of the meals I had over there were far and away the best version of that meal I've ever had in my life. Didn't matter what restaurant we went to. It didn't matter what I had. The closest thing I could say to like being, I wouldn't even say underwhelmed, but maybe not like blown away, was whenever I got like this grilled seafood platter where it was like, and it was all fresh seafood, but it was just grilled. Like there wasn't anything special about it. So it was like, can't remember what it was. It was like 2 or 3 different types of fish, prawns, octopus, and something else. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know. I don't need to gush about it too much longer. But it was a really good time. So I'm really glad that I went. But the biggest thing was really just the travel was just an absolute nightmare. One of our flights got canceled and we had to pay like out the ass to get like a replacement ticket. And on the way back, we missed our connection. So we ended up having to like sit in an airport for 7 hours to wait for a different flight and all the air traffic control issues and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, that said, I am glad to be home. Because I think if I'd stayed over there, I'm sad. Like, there are times when I was over there where I was like, I'm ready to be home. And then we would go out somewhere and just be sitting there. And I'm like, man, I don't want to go home. And usually it was like, I was tired. I'd been walking a lot. I'm sweaty, all this stuff. It's just
right.
like, I just want to go home. I'm sick of like finding food. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I get it.
Then we'd go to like some we'd get cleaned up, we'd go to like some restaurant, sitting on the fucking water, drinking a glass of wine with a cool breeze and the sun going down. And I'm just like, I just don't want to ever leave here. You know, so it was a dichotomy of feelings, but yeah, it was a good time. I mean, I don't know what it was. I don't know what your week was like, but I heard it was mega hot here as well. It was hot over there, but I heard it was mega hot here. And you guys had all the humidity. We didn't have any humidity in Italy, so I bet it was even worse here.
Yeah, dude, it was hellish heat here. It was really rough, man. Everybody survived. There was heat wave advisories and stuff. It was like in the mid 90s, you know, low to mid 90s, and just, you know, when it wasn't raining, it was 90 degrees, and it's just like, can't we have like a 78 degree summer day with no rain? Like, it'd be awesome. That's what I want. But it was fine. You know, you and I played a gig Saturday. You got back, and we almost had to cancel the flood performance, but you made it back in time, thankfully, and I appreciate that. And you guys coming out, I know you were just exhausted. And we played Twisted Elk, and I have a couple videos from that set, dude. We sounded good, considering that's the PA we were using. You know, we were limited, man. It sounded good on the video that I have. So I was impressed.
I'm glad to hear that. I was really worried because there was a couple songs where I just was like, I think considering I literally slept like 4 hours in the past 2 days before that.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it went as well as it did, but there were a couple songs where I literally just fell asleep standing up.
Yeah.
Like the chorus of Island in the Sun, for some reason, I could not remember it. And
isn't that a terrible feeling when you're up there and you're just like, I don't know what fucking comes next.
Yeah, just keep playing. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, it was a good show.
There were a couple rough notes, but it considering we hadn't practiced and we played 3 hours in the sun, we were in the heat, and you were on like maybe less than 2 hours of sleep probably, and we're just in Italy 2 days before or whatever. It's just crazy. We pulled it off all right. That was a good gig. And then Sunday I played at this hot dog shop that had veggie hot dogs in Erie called Lucky Louie's. And it's a beer and wiener place. And man, I got a free veggie dog, the Yinzer. It was kraut, pierogies, stone ground mustard, maybe some other accoutrements on a big sub roll and a veggie hot dog. And then I also got free drinks. So it was good, man. Played up there. It's the first time I played there. Everything has been going all right. Just to clarify, and then we'll get into games we're playing. I wanted to say sorry for missing last week. And, you know, our show it's a labor of love. Sometimes life just kind of pulls us in different directions. Jake, like you mentioned before, you were out of the country. And there wasn't really a ton of PlayStation news to cover. And I know it just kills our momentum and algorithm when we do that, when we miss a week. But, dude, it's not like we're losing anything. Because like we have a dedicated listener base, and they're going to tune in whenever the podcast comes up. And we don't really have a ton of listeners. So in staying consistent has not proven to yield us any results. So maybe missing one and coming back might actually help us. But we do appreciate the audience's understanding and your guys' support. So we are back this week, and we're refreshed, and we're ready to dig in. So, Jake, let's talk about some games that we're playing. I mentioned on my little short video that I was just looking for something to play, and I come from a family of mechanics, believe it or not. My mom's side, they're all mechanics. And the car mechanic simulator looked interesting to me. And I was like, I really enjoyed the Power Wash simulator. And I was like, I'm going to try the car mechanic simulator. Holy fucking shit, man, it's fun. This is the PlayStation Plus free one, so this is an old one. It's prior even probably to 2021. But it's really enjoyable. And I find myself learning a lot about the functions of different the cars. You know what I mean? Like the ABS module, looking at brake calipers, brake shoes, your inner tie rod, outer tie rods, leaf springs, all kinds of fucking shit, man. And I know exactly where they are in the car now, and I understand their purpose. You know what I mean? Because like this game's really cool. If you have any interest at all in maybe what your mechanic's talking about when they tell you something's wrong with your car, you don't know what they mean or what they're referencing, play Car Mechanic Simulator for fucking 10 hours and you'll feel like an expert. Like I'm tearing apart engines and changing flywheels and shit. Like it's awesome. Changing belts, you're getting into the gearbox. Some of the jobs come in, and the way the game's set up is kind of cool. You are running an auto shop. It's just yourself. You're starting small potatoes, right? And you can take jobs at any point. You just look at your phone and they time out. There you get 2 or 3 calls coming at any given time, and you only have so much time to review. Like they'll say, "Car's making a loud noise when I'm accelerating. Would like somebody to look at it." And maybe on that call, it tells you that like it's going to tell you what needs replaced, or maybe you have to go figure it out, right? And they have a really creative way for you as not really truly being a mechanic to understand what needs fixed. You can go into like this evaluation mode or this examine mode and start inspecting parts. And if they're green, they're pretty much brand new. If they're yellow, they're a little worn. If they're red, it's probably where part of the problem is. And there is an order of operations. You can't just take off the wheel hub before removing the tire and taking the calipers off and taking the brakes off. You got to take all these things off, and it's just a one button press, but you have to wait and hold down like the R2 button. You select what you want, go to remove it. Maybe it's an X button, I don't remember at this point. And then it shows each screw coming out, and then it fucking disappears, and then you see the next piece. And then you select that, and you're like, okay, well, I want to remove this. Select it, and then it disappears. And it goes into like your inventory. And you have an inventory, and it will tell you the percentage of quality that item is as you take it off and as you inspect. So as you're looking through fucking bushings and fucking different size bearings and all these different things, and you'll think maybe you figured the problem out, and you get the whole car put back together, and you go to like finalize the order, and then it's like you forgot to replace the blah 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 blah, and you're like, oh shit, and then you got to go back and dismantle the whole fucking thing and put the thing back. And it's fun the way it works, and it really honestly gives you kind of like a 3D mind about car mechanics and what it takes. I have a little bit of, I've replaced starters. I've never actually, I don't think I ever replaced an air filter, but that's like one of the easiest things to do. I just always want to get an oil change. I say, yeah, replace the air filter too. But, and there are issues with exhaust manifolds. There's issues with the mufflers, the catalytic converters, and you can get into the, like I said, like the steering. Forget what it's called at this point, but there's like, what's the thing called that connects both the wheels? Not the axle, but the thing that steers it. It's I forget what it's called. Doesn't matter. Anyways, and you take the car, you put it on a jack, and if you have an idea of what you're going to do, you know how high to raise the jack. Some things you have to get absolutely under the car. Sometimes you just need to jack it up a little bit to like remove tires and stuff. But if you really want to get up under there and look around and see what the fuck's wrong with the car, then you do the jack thing. You do oil changes. Dude, it's so fun the way it's set up. It's very intuitive. It did take me a while. It's probably way better on like a computer because you're clicking. I think on the computer you click each screw to remove them. In this, like if you're removing a wheel, you just push down the button and it just removes the fucking lugs. But it's really fun. And as you're doing this, you also have to buy the parts to fix these cars, right? So it turns into like a mini money management game also, where it's like if I buy too many of the wrong fucking parts, then I'm going to be in the hole on this job. And I better hope I get another car that comes in that needs this part I bought by accident. So it turns into this really fun thing. And then as you get more money and fix more cars, they have story cars. Story cars are a little more interesting. And they show you a new piece of the puzzle of like, it starts with very simple, just oil change, done. Oil change, filter, done. And then as you go, it's like, oh, it's, my suspension's a little messed up. Every time I hit a bump, it doesn't feel right. It's uncomfortable. And then you go and you look and you're checking all the different wheels. Dude, for anybody that's curious, I kind of want to come back to this game. It's really zen. I was playing this till like 1 a.m. one night, just fucking fixing cars. And like as I've started, like the cars that I'm getting are all rust buckets and they're all shitty. And they're just like, do it for as minimal price as possible, and you're trying to like save, you're looking at the parts, like, this will probably last for a little bit, you're leaving it on. Or maybe you have like a 70% part from another car you pulled off. So instead of buying a 100% perfect part, you just put their fucking shitty part on their car. It's fun. But Car Mechanic Simulator is a recommend from me. Probably the newer ones are way more cool. You unlock crates. You get these secret crates and you unlock them as you complete these cars, and they open up barn locations, and then you can go to these barns and you find old shitty cars, and then you can buy those cars and just save them in your garage. And then as you build up money, you can absolutely rebuild all these old cars, and it's fun to get all the new pieces on them and make them real nice. It's just, there's something really cathartic about it, dude. It's a blast.
Do you think it would be a cool VR game?
Dude, it'd be fucking rad. Yeah, it'd be fucking dope. It'd be so cool. Yeah. Dude, it's like I watched, and then I went down the rabbit hole and I got on YouTube and I watched other people play this game, mechanics, and they're like, wow, yeah, it's pretty spot on, but it's never this fucking easy. Like getting the pieces off, because you know what I mean? Like all the shit's all caked and rusted in real life, and you're like fucking hammering away just trying to get, and you can't always get cleanly into these parts in the engine compartment. You know what I mean? Like they make it so smooth and slick that like it's more so like you're fixing like you're fixing it obviously like a digital model, but nothing really goes sideways when it's not like oh shit, I stripped the lug nut, or oh shit, my I can't get this thing out, or I broke something trying to remove this, or you get under a car and somebody had like used the wrong fucking part and it's all jacked up, and now you don't know what part you need to put on there because you can't just replace the one that's on there. You gotta find, you know what I mean? That shit doesn't happen. It's all very smooth, but it does make you want to be a fucking mechanic for sure. And you get like a little radio and you can pick the station while you're working, dude. They have like this classical station like Mozart and shit. I was just listening to that, just like. And I'm just like fucking doing my fucking it's so good. Yeah, my virtual mechanic shop. That aside, it's a big month, it's a big week. I bought Death Stranding 2 day one. I had to, man. I knew that evening was going to open up for me, Friday, and I didn't have any gigs, and I was like, I'm going to jump into this shit, dude. I'm jumping in. And I have not watched a whole lot. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. I didn't even wear the right hat. I meant to wear my Bridges hat. But, dude, this is the kind of game that makes me never question why I love video games. Not even fucking for a half a second. I'm I'm fucking all in. This game is so good. It is so good. It's one of those things where it's just like, wow. Like there for anyone who I guess as they would say the uninitiated in the Death Stranding world, you must have an understanding of Death Stranding 1 to play Death Stranding 2. You must. It's a must. You can't just fucking launch into this. They give you a story so far, and they do a good job. But you have to play the first one, and I'm sorry to say it because the second one is a bazillion times better already. The pacing, phenomenal. So good. You don't have to work so hard to get all the cool shit out of the gate. There's a fast travel system I just unlocked. This thing is just it's so good. My concern is that it's gonna start like Kojima. I don't know what the fuck's going on in that man's brain. Like I don't know how the fuck he does it, dude. I think he saved all the code from Phantom Pain. I think he saved all of it. I think he saved all of the fucking coding for that game somehow. I don't think Konami has it. I don't think, dude, just the espionage shit in this game. It's very, like Phantom Pain was like wide open. It was like a big sandbox. It was like, oh, go find the base and fucking mark your bad guys and go do this. There's a lot of that in this if you want to. It's not necessary. But if you've been looking for that, dude, oh boy, is it good. And then there were only a handful of items you could actually use in the first Death Stranding. Dude, Death Stranding 2, it's just like every time I complete a mission, like somebody's like, oh, by the way, thanks so much. Here's a new item you can use in your adventure. And it's like you have MP bullets, you have rubber bullets, you have shotguns with grenade attachments, you have handguns with grenade handguns, you have smoke bombs, fucking all the bullshit, right? And even more things that you can't even imagine. And that might kind of be a spoiler, but I don't mean for it. I'm just saying, like, your options when you get loaded out for like a run, like I just unlocked fast travel and I'm still in the first episode, second episode maybe, I don't know. I'm not third episode. I think third episode maybe. There's like 17 episodes. I'm in the third episode. You can kit yourself out, dude. And I think that Norman Reedus' character, the way Norman Reedus looks, there's not a moment in this game where I don't think he just looks like a fucking badass. I don't know what it is about Norman Reedus that he just looks badass, but like he does. He just looks fucking rad. He looks like he doesn't give a shit, but then he does in this game. And it's just like, this is so rad. There's a lot of... You've seen the trailer, right, Jake? For Death Stranding?
Yeah. You
know that doll guy? The weird guy, the guy, like the puppet thing?
Yeah.
Fucking... Oh, shit, it's so fucking good. I'm not going to tell you the names of all the characters, but pretty much every character I've ran into ends with the suffix man. So obviously there's Heartman, Die Hardman, all those things, but every single fucking character so far ends with man. It's like something man. And it's so funny. And there's just so much. There's so much to this game. I don't even know where to start. But if you thought Death Stranding was good, get ready to have your fucking hair blown back, dude. This fucking game, it feels like tactilely, like fucking holding the controller and the movements you're making and the sounds. Every fucking sound is spot on. Like when you get into like the fucking Land Cruiser or whatever, the trike, it's like and like little boom in your hand. You're just like, this feels fucking. There's gravity. Like it feels like you're fucking playing a game. Like you're fucking doing something. It just like grabbing the fucking. Dude, grabbing the random supply crates on the ground, throwing them on your backpack. It's so awesome. It makes me remember, and then the melee combat is so good now. There's dodge mechanics, there's combo mechanics, there's all kinds of cool stuff that I don't remember there being in the first one. Most of the weapons seem to be non-lethal so far. There's boss battles pretty into the beginning. Dude, the cutscenes aren't annoyingly long, and the pacing just keeps fucking going. And you're like, I'm in. I am 100% fucking in. It makes me realize that all of the games I have played that I've said I've loved, I liked them. I fucking love Death Stranding 2, man. This game, you forget what a fucking game of this caliber feels like when they're new and fresh and you've never played it before. You forget how good it feels to play a game like this. We haven't had one in such a long time. Like, it really reinvigorated my lust for fucking first person fucking or third person whatever single player games, dude. Arguably single player. It's so good. And if you're sleeping on it, you guys gotta fucking get it. You just gotta get it now. Get it. It's so good. It's worth it. I would have paid double the price for it at this point just to have a game like this that I'm excited about. I think about it when I'm not playing it. I just want to go do another delivery like right now. I just want to go fucking deliver shit. It's just so fun. It's so good. I don't know, man. The story's good. The characters are awesome. Dude, there's comedy. There's some fucking moments in here that I've seen now where I'm just like, that's fucking crazy. It's just like, I don't know if Kojima is trying to make us fucking laugh, but some of the stuff in this that I've seen so far, it's like scary, but it's also like hilarious at the same time. And it's just like, I don't even know. Dude, no normal, quote unquote, normal person should be able to come up with some of the shit in this game. Like the imagery and the stuff is just so fucking out there. But it all works. I'm buying every second of it. Of the craziness. Like the two fucking hands on Fragile's neck that are like fucking doing whatever. I don't care. I'm in. Yeah, it's cool. It's weird, man. The things that you just accept when Kojima does it. You just accept it. You're like, yeah, this is cool. It makes sense to me. It makes no sense at all, but it's awesome. Jake?
Well, I'm glad to hear it's good. I'm definitely interested in playing it. I probably won't get to it for a little bit. I'm still working on some stuff, but it's sitting at a 90 right now on OpenCritic, so that's pretty good. And I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying it, which means that I'll probably enjoy it whenever I do finally get to it. So
I'm loving the shit out of it, dude.
Is there more action at the beginning of this one, or is it still very just like wander around, kind of slow?
There's a little bit of wander around and slow, but because you're jumping in almost immediately after the second one or the first one ends, you understand more what the mission is and what the fuck's going on. So they get pretty much well into it pretty quick, man. Like the action in the fucking bandits or whatever you want to call them, like the BTs, and like there's, you know what I mean? You get into it pretty damn quick, and the on railing or the runway is not very long before you've got weapons in a cruiser and you've got like the floaty cargo thing that you attach to your body, and like, dude, it's quick. I mean, I already have fast travel. So, like, it's not to say that, like, navigating and doing the cartography and traveling around isn't a big part of the game. It is. But it's more so Kojima, I feel like, saying, this is what the game is. I get that that's maybe not for everyone as much as I thought it was going to be. So there's still a game here. It's not just walking. So we're going to give you the tools to navigate however you want. But if you fast travel, if you use, like, I just unlocked the fast travel thing. I was like, oh, I'll just store the fucking deliveries in the fast travel ship and take them place to place. And it's like, well, if you do this, you're going to be rated on a different rating scale, which means you're not going to get the experience points that you would if you hoof it. But you can still do it. So you can do that, and he lets you, but you're penalized for it. So you can still play the game however the fuck you want, and I think you can still advance pretty easily and quickly. But man, the acting is so good. I watched this clip with Norman Reedus. I'll let you ask a couple more questions here in a second, where he was talking to, now that Death Stranding 2's out, and he was like, you got the suit on with all the balls on it. And he goes, and then Hideo just says, okay, Norman, they just took your baby and I want you to cry. And Norman's like, I don't even know why I'm crying or what's going on. I'm just doing what he's telling me. I got to trust him. And like, he does this thing, you know, and then he says, and now pretend like you're doing this. And he goes, and I do the thing. And he goes, but he directs the whole thing. And he goes, his mind is, he's like talking about Hideo, how like his mind is just amazing. He's a genius. And looking at this final product, man, all the scenes with Norman Reedus, his acting is top tier, dude. He's so good in this. He plays the role of Sam Bridges so well. No one else could do it. It's got to be him. Like, I can't imagine it being anybody else at this point. And he's fucking rad. And there's all kinds of cool little things with like his outfit now. So you can pick different outfits that are camouflaged depending on where you want to go. So it's got Metal Gear Stealth. And you can put on different sunglasses and change the color. You don't have to unlock the different colors and stuff that you want to. You just fucking color them however you want. The hats. Some of the hats will that Norman Reedus wears, you can choose to wear it forward or backward. It's up to you. So there's like little things like that. And depending on which ones you wear, it can actually affect your character just a little bit. Not enough that it even makes a difference, but just enough that if you can't pick between one or the other, you're like, maybe I'll just go with that one. But it's kind of really cool. And the photo mode is unbelievable. And the graphics are unparalleled. They're so good. The funny thing about the photo mode, and I'm sure you can imagine that puppet guy comes with you at some point. And I was taking a photo of Norman Reedus, and you can make him pose however you want to make him pose or whatever. And of course he has all these cool poses because that's Hideo Kojima's style. But then I just had him like doing like a you know, because that's like you're liking everything in Death Stranding, and Norman's going like this. And then I look down on photo mode, and it's like you can have Norman Reedus just follow the camera with his eyes, or move his head with the eyes, or position his body towards the camera with the eyes. And then it gave the same options for the fucking puppet. It's so funny messing around with in photo mode, because like I changed the puppet to like look at the camera, and I just see it go. It's looking at me, and then you can change its pose, and its poses are hilarious. I don't know what, I think I had it doing victory, so there's like this little puppet going like this. Like, it's so funny, and he's looking at you, and Norman's going like this, and it's just so fucking Kojima. It's ridiculous, and it's so good, and everything is beautiful in this game. There's a lot of world events now that happen. There's flooding, there's earthquakes, there's sandstorms. I'm sure there's other shit too. There's probably lava things and avalanches and other stuff that I haven't even found yet. But dude, and I don't feel like it's as resource contingent on building the roads and building the infrastructure. Like, I got into the chiral network and I'm unlocking these things, and there's already bridges already built by other people. So the learning curve, I mean, if you want to build some fucking timefall shelters, or you want to make a generator or whatever, you can still do it, but I just don't think like it takes as many resources as the original game did. So there's a lot more grace given as far as like, I think Kojima knows that as soon as you like open up the chiral network, you're going to have access to other people's bridges. You can probably turn that shit off, but I like to keep it. It's all kind of part of the game. But I mean, that doesn't mean that like I'm traveling and I'm like, I don't need to build a bridge ever. But honestly, you can find a route pretty much anywhere you want, if you want to. And there's something which really makes the game a little smoother to play and less frustrating. There's also one feature I'll talk about real quick. When you fell, in the first Death Stranding, and also in this one, and you had a big backpack, all of your little packs would come off all over the place. They get in the water and they fucking go down river. This game gives you the option to offload your entire pack and then use your strand to tie it all together and then put it back on your back. So if you think you're going to wipe out and you do that beforehand and you wipe out, all of your shit stays together and it just falls off, which is awesome. But you have to have the mind to do it. He thinks about all these crazy things. It's like, yeah, well, I wish I could do that. And it's like, chances are you probably can. You can also now, this is a minor spoiler, but it's not. You can also now connect ladders instead of just trying to butt them up next to one another, climbing up a cliff. So as you're putting a ladder down, it'll say hit triangle to connect another ladder to it, and it goes even fucking higher. So like, there's little quality of life updates that I know that Kojima probably thought about after the first Death Stranding, and he made them all. Like, it is so good. Like, it's just like, this is a better version of Death Stranding 1 with a way more focused story that seems to make more sense, better pacing, better gear, better graphics, and just more functionality. Like, it's just Death Stranding 1, but on steroids. It's so much better. It's unbelievable because the first one was so good, but this, I don't know, man. I'm done. Do you have any other questions? Because it's so fucking good.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't really want to know. I mean, when I play it, I just kind of want to go in sort of fresh. Because it's, I can't imagine that the gameplay is all that much different. Is it still, I guess the only other question that I would have would be, does the game still like encourage you? Like, is it still like you can't kill anyone or else the world fucking ends?
Yeah, you're not really supposed to kill anybody, but like I said, the weapons, now that we're in game 2, most of the weapons that you get aren't lethal weapons. So you treat the assault rifle like any other weapon. You know, like a death weapon or whatever. And you just fucking unload on people with the assault weapon and it just knocks them out. It doesn't kill them. There's a pretty big like anti-violence leaning in this game. It seems like anti-kill, right? Like they it's interesting. So far at least. And the bola gun still exists where you wrap people up with a thing and you can trip them. There's a lot of electric weapons so far. Like I said, there's smoke grenades. There's tranq guns like in Metal Gear. There's an the Maser gun, which shoots electric volts at people and shocks them. You know, it takes a while to charge, so you don't want to go into like an enemy base with just that, because then you'll shoot one guy, and if you get spotted, you're waiting for it to charge back up. There's a lot of really cool things. And this is a minor spoiler, but I don't even think I'm going to use half the shit that they're putting at my... There's also like a way to utilize the chiral network to upgrade. Like, just like your aim assist and stuff. So like, as you complete these side orders, the chiral network gets a little stronger, and then you unlock like skill points, and those skill points can be put into this tree of things that either make your scanner work better. They give you like when an enemy sees you, like in Metal Gear, everything goes in slow motion, right? And you have so much time to get a headshot in real quick. Like, that exists exactly like in Metal Gear in this game. So like, one of the things you can dump points in is like that slow motion time for you to react is even longer. So like, he does a lot of cool, interesting things like that, dude. And I swear it's even the same sound from Metal Gear. It's like, it like makes that fucking noise. Dude, he took so much from what people loved about the Phantom Pain or Metal Gear 5 or whatever the fuck it was, and put it in this, man. You even have binoculars now that mark people like you could in Metal Gear. There's other ways, and I'm not going to spoil it, of surveying areas that's so hilarious but awesome. And dude, I don't know, dude. I can't recommend this more than anything. I mean, I can recommend it more than anything. It's the best. It's the highest recommendation I can give on a game out right now this year. It's that I've played. I'm thinking about it all the time. I've had it since Thursday. Cool. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Anyways, Jake, what about you? What are you playing?
I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to report. I didn't, obviously, while I was out, I didn't play any more of Doom, so I'm still, now that I'm back, I'm kind of getting back into the grind with that. But while I was gone, I had my Steam Deck, so I played the entirety of Super Mario World on my Steam Deck while I was traveling. So that was kind of a thing. I think I did everything. I didn't actually look and see what the completion percentage was, but I think I did everything but like for like maybe 5 of the special levels, which are like the ones that you get like after you go. It's like the Star World is like the secret like area, and then there's like the secret area inside of Star World, which is the special levels, which are like all the really hard levels. And so I did everything but like the last 5. I guess that would be most of the special levels, but yeah, dude, Steam Deck's really cool. It's kind of nice to have something like that where I'm able to just kind of play, and it's easy because of save states, and it goes into like a standby mode. You can just kind of pop it up and start playing. And I'm trying to think if I played anything else on there while I was gone. I played a little bit of ATV Off-Road Fury, which is a PS2 game I've talked about in the past. And then I was playing this. I know it's not really a game that the podcast audience would care about, but I downloaded this phone app that was just like,
get out of
something
here.
Like,
nah, just kidding.
It was something like 10,000 offline games or something.
Oh wow!
Just like some random shit. And they had this game. They have this game on there that's like, it's just like a bunch of boxes that are like tied together, and it's got a dot that's a starting point. And you have to draw a line through all of the boxes so that it only touches each box once and the line never crosses itself.
Huh.
And for whatever reason, in like my idle time while I was like waiting to get in the shower, or like something weird going on, or when I was at the airport or whatever, I played like fucking 75 levels of this, this game on my phone. But other than that, I don't have much else to say game-wise. Now, I will say that, and I talked about this a little bit when we were playing the show on Saturday. I know it's not video game related, but when I was on the plane, they obviously, like transatlantic flights, especially, they give you a lot of like movies you can watch and stuff. And I watched the band Ghost did this live recording in LA, and they made like a movie out of it, and they called it Right Here, Right Now. Okay. I watched that. It was fucking amazing. I was talking with Troy about it because I know he's a fan of the band as well. And it is, without a doubt, the best live recording of a band I've ever heard in my entire life. Huh. The quality of the recording is so good. You would think that it's in a studio, but it's not. Like, you can tell from like the way the performance is made and like the crowd interaction and stuff. Like, you can tell it's a live recording, but the way they recorded it is so perfect that it just sounds incredible.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool to see. And the other thing was, I watched there's a movie about Bob Marley called One Love, and it's about like this concert he did, this like peace concert he did, to try and I guess sow peace during this essentially civil war that was going on in Jamaica in the 70s. And it was really good. Like, it's not like the full story of Bob Marley's life or anything. It was just like it was just about this one portion of his life where he goes from being just popular in Jamaica to writing the album Exodus and becoming popular in the entire world, and then going back to Jamaica and doing this concert, and about how, you know, he was like, there were like gunmen that attacked him and shot him and his wife and like his manager and all this shit, and like how they recovered from that. And it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm like a casual Bob Marley fan. Like, I really enjoy that Greatest Hits album, Legend, that is really famous that he put out. Not, he didn't put out. He's been dead for fucking 50 years, but 40 years. But I'm not like the biggest Bob Marley fan. But the movie was just something about it just kind of spoke to me, so I watched it. And then I watched Happy Gilmore, which is always a fun watch.
Dude, Bob Marley died pretty young. He was 36 when he died.
30. Yeah, 36, and it was like 1981 or something like that. Yeah, pretty fucking crazy. He died from cancer. Like, after all this Civil War shit and people trying to kill him, like gunning down his house and stuff, like he ends up getting some crazy form of cancer and skin cancer and dying. Like, it's absolutely depressing because of like the amount of what he was able to accomplish as a musician in terms of like the worldview is like really insane, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was really, really interesting. But then, yeah, obviously, there's not much to say about Happy Gilmore. I just watched it because they're releasing Happy Gilmore 2 this month on Netflix. And I'm just like, I'm so like, just, what do they call that when you're like, you know it's gonna be a train wreck, but like you want to see it anyway?
Yeah,
like it's like one of those, because I love the original movie so much, and so I'm sure Happy Gilmore 2 is gonna be fucking terrible probably, but I do kind of want to watch it.
Dude, I love Sandler, dude. It'll be fine. It's not gonna hold up to the first, but it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe
you just know they're gonna. You just know they're gonna have all these callbacks to the movie, and it just boils down to how well they're gonna land and how just cheesy they are. Yeah. But the concept of the movie is kind of cool. He's like a washed up golfer, and now he's like trying to make money for his like daughter or something. And it's like almost like a rehash of the first movie, but I don't know. I'm intrigued by it. So, but that's all I got for games that haven't really played much otherwise.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some show stuff. The listeners are aching to hear us talk about some PlayStation shit, I'm sure. And I came up with just a quick show topic I wanted to go over, and then we'll get into the news points. And we've got 6 news points. Jake, the PS6 is already confirmed, as you can tell by the title of the show. What we know so far and what we don't. And so here's the deal. Sony confirmed development of the PS6, and they did tease the use of machine learning when it comes to graphics and performance. We already know, or we've been released, that AMD has confirmed a collaboration with Sony for the next-gen system. And then this is no longer speculation. This is they are going to make one. I think everyone could probably say, well, of course they are. But Mark Cerny even had a little bit of an article with Push Square. And he was talking about pushing boundaries. And essentially, he said that they want machine learning to be able to be handled in gaming. So I don't know what this means or how it works. Mark Cerny is so brainy. But the PS5 Pro is already kind of leaning towards this stuff. There's an AI upscaler for the PS5 Pro that, quote unquote, creates better image quality, doesn't sacrifice performance, and now they're trying to really engineer the PS6 like this. So they say that the way is being paved. in this generation. So there's a lot of potential. I'm just curious at this point. It opens a door for actual coverage now on the console, but also a discussion maybe of like what do we want to see. I don't know what this means for future games. I wonder, some of the things I was wondering about was like storage, because games are so big now. But does the machine learning and upscaling and all this stuff using AI actually decrease the size of the game? I don't know. And what does the PlayStation community want from a next-gen console at this point? Do you think they're going to make it optional to have a disc anymore? Or is they just going to get rid of the discs? Probably keep it the same way. We don't need to get into a lot of detail, but it started my brain kind of turning a little bit about all these things, because it's probably, I don't know, 3 more years, maybe.
Yeah, it could be 27, might be 28. It's hard to tell. But I think that, well, first of all, I would have to imagine that it's going to be obviously a minimum of 1 terabyte, probably 2 terabytes, I would imagine, would be the storage on this thing. And as far as the disc goes, I think that they release it without a disk drive. It'll be like the PS5 Pro, where it doesn't have a disk drive, and if you want one, you can buy one that attaches to it or whatever. And then as far as the machine learning goes, they're probably utilizing it. I mean, now maybe they'll use it for more diverse kind of things, but I imagine they're going to use it in like a DLSS, PSSR kind of fashion, where it's like a way for them to basically supercharge the graphics resolution wise and stuff without having to put so much raw horsepower into it, by just doing intelligent kind of computation on the way that the stuff is displayed. Like maybe the PlayStation will render it in like a very graphically less impressive fashion, and then this machine learning kind of tech will be able to, before it's posted to the screen, supercharge it so that it's not utilizing it's not like a resource hog, I guess is what I'm kind of driving at. So that would be my estimation. Other than obviously, an increase in raw horsepower for things like ray tracing and, 4K, higher frame rates. I would have to imagine that for PS6, the baseline is going to be 60 frames per second.
Oh, it
probably.
better be.
And then with like a target of 120, that would be my hope. Just because graphics are so good now, like really the best way to improve the way your game feels and looks is by improving the frame rate. But there are certain experiences where I can understand maybe wanting to slow the frame rate down a little bit to make it more cinematic, but I don't know. I don't think that there's going to be too much of a surprise with this console, other than the rumors that it might have some handheld functionality to it, kind of similar to a Switch or something like that, which may be sort of a game changer in terms of how the console is used. Is that something that I'm personally excited for? Not really, just because it'll probably inflate the price of the console, and I only ever play mine on my couch.
Yeah.
So I don't know that that's really important to me, but I am curious what it means for the industry and kind of how they're going to broach it. And maybe they'll have like a handheld sort of, I don't know if module is the right word, or optional peripheral or something like that you can buy to have this mode. But we'll have to see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's anybody's guess. I would like to see more internal storage. I would like to see even more ports on it. More
USB ports would be nice.
Yeah, USB-C ports would be ideal. More of those, right? And I would like to see PSVR 2 full-fledged functionality so that it doesn't render the VR 2 headset useless. You know, I don't think they're going to make another
I would
one.
hope so.
But, I mean, you don't got to worry about a camera anymore, so you would hope that you could just plug it in and it would work. You know what I mean? I think they've learned their lesson with compatibility, and especially since they're still struggling to get PS3 games and PS2 working anywhere. So, I hope
they don't fuck with the controller too much. I hope they just kind of leave it as is, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You think they're going to go
and
dual...
Don't make it any... Go ahead.
Instead of DualShock, are we going to get a DualSense 2?
Probably. It'll probably be called like the DualSense 2 or something.
Yeah.
But I just hope they don't make it any bigger than it is, because like in my opinion, it's already a little too big for me. Mm-hmm. But
that's what she said.
I think it's pretty good. So just make it the same. Just make it the same. Maybe eliminate the fucking touchpad or something, or like kind of revamp that system up maybe a little bit. Get rid of the fucking microphone. I don't want a microphone on my controller. But other than that, keep it the same. Maybe give the better battery life would be the only thing that I might want out of it.
Yeah, and we'll move on to the next point. Listeners, write in. Tell us what you want from the next gen console. Do you want a disc? You want a disc reader? Do you not? Do you? Maybe it'll have its own hotspot. I'm just kidding. But I think they've... I don't know. Anyways, LJ sent us both a text, a listener of the show, and he said he replaced his battery in his DualSense, and it cost him like $15. And that's awesome. I didn't even think that would be a thing that you could do easily. He said it was pretty easy to do. So any listeners that are looking for a little bit of experiment, and you have a little experience taking shit apart, sounds like there's some great YouTube tutorials on how to do this. So just make sure nothing blows up in your hands. Let's move on. Let's get into the news, man. They released the PlayStation Plus games for July. We're getting Diablo 4, King of Fighters 15, and what's this last one? I must not have typed it right. I can't remember what it was called.
What's that?
What's the last PS Plus game for July?
Oh, it's like that Juanto or Jan.
Yeah, I didn't type it all. Jusant,
yeah. Jusant. Which is like that climbing kind of game.
Okay, very good. So, anyways, that's a pretty good lineup, dude. And from what I understand, the Diablo 4 story is pretty good, like the main campaign. If you want to just run through that for free, I heard it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they included Vessel of Hatred, because I would go back to it to play the DLC. But it's compared to Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, I personally don't think it's nearly as good, because they tried to make it more live servicey, and I think it removes a bit of the soul of the game. But it's still a very good game, and I still recommend that people give it a shot, especially for free.
Yeah.
I don't have any opinion on King of Fighters. I don't really play fighting games, and this Jusant game is new. It looks interesting, but I don't know if it's something that I'm going to be that interested in playing.
Interesting. Yeah. So it's... we already kind of talked about it, but one of my news points was the machine learning and the big graphic boost. Just to really nail the nail on the head here. Sony they're going to double down on the machine itself for processing power, and hopefully position the PS6 as a generational leap forward. They're going to not put their focus on cloud streaming, which is interesting because they could have easily went that way. So this is a pretty concrete technical direction that they've been open with us about. So we don't need to go any further into that. I just want to make it clear, if we weren't clear on that with our initial discussion. news point number 2, Jake, System Shock 2 remaster is coming to PS5 and the PS4 on July 10th. Night Dive Studios has confirmed this, and it's going to include updated visuals, smoother frame rates, up to 120 FPS, and UI enhancements. So this is a pretty big cult classic, I think, this game. It says it's credited as a spiritual predecessor in my notes here to games like BioShock and Prey. Ken Levine worked on System Shock 2, which he's the creator of BioShock. Yeah, so this will be the first time it's available on PlayStation. So
it's pretty cool. I've really wanted to pick up the System Shock 1 remaster that came out, I think it was last year maybe, or the year before that. But I've never gotten around to it, and the fact that they're doing the second one as well is cool, because those games are classic PC games that we've never had. I don't think we've ever really had a chance to play on console.
Yeah, well, they've been teasing some stuff for Red Dead. Next news point for Red Dead, it is now confirmed, and it's happened. So Rockstar Games has released new missions for Red Dead Online. This will mark the first meaningful content update for the game in over 3 years, Jake. And the sudden support has kind of renewed hopes for a dedicated PS5 port or an overhaul of the online service. Fans have criticized Rockstar for abandoning Red Dead Online in favor of GTA Online. So this update comes as a surprise and a spark of life for the Cowboy sandbox. But there is no additional roadmap being announced. But the move towards supporting this game, the first time in over 3 years, is kind of a nice gesture. What does this mean? What does this signal? I could care less because I'm done with Red Dead. But a lot of people are still into it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I logged into Red Dead Online for approximately 3.5 minutes whenever I played the game, and that was about it. These Rockstar Online games are not for me. Obviously, we're in the vast minority with that sentiment. But I do think that it's cool that they're giving it some love, although I admit that I would much rather see them just... It doesn't even have to be a PS5 port. Just give it a patch that lets it run at 60 frames.
Yeah.
Because it looks beautiful as it is. We don't really need an up-res or anything. Yeah. Just make it run at 60 frames on PlayStation. That's all.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Point number 4. I don't care much about this, but I think maybe some people are excited about it because it's coming to PS Plus Extra subscribers. There's a game called The Abiotic Factor. It's a multiplayer survival crafting game, sci-fi elements. It's the first confirmed addition to July's PS Plus Extra lineup. Is that right? Maybe. I don't know. It puts players in a research facility where they collaborate to survive bizarre anomalies and creatures. It has a Half-Life style world building and emergent chaos mechanics, apparently. It says Plus Extra subscribers will be able to download it starting July 22nd. So I don't know. It's not part of the free game list, but maybe it's just being offered free. I can't remember when I read this what this was about. PS Plus Extra, July 22nd. Abiotic Factor.
It's got overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. And watching the trailer, it does give me a bit of a Half-Life vibe. I'm not going to lie. Now, it's like a multiplayer kind of crafty kind of game. So it's not really for me. But I do feel like it's got kind of a bit of a cool vibe to it.
Oh, so I think they're saying it's going to be part of the August lineup, not the July lineup. My bad, because it's going to be available July 22nd for PS Plus Extra members. So that's cool. So yeah, it does look cool. I have no idea. You know, like you said, it's got good reviews. That's why I put it on here. I think people are excited for this. It's just I don't know much about it. This is a weird one. There's a K-pop group, Jake, called Blackpink, and they've named Lisa, who's one of the members of Blackpink, as the new face of PlayStation marketing.
What?
Yeah. The partnership is part of a broader effort to expand the PlayStation brand's reach in Southeast Asia and beyond. Lisa will appear in global ads, social content, and exclusive campaigns tied to the upcoming PlayStation titles. While the announcement is more cultural than technical, it signals Sony's ongoing push to stay visible in global pop culture. I thought that was interesting. What do you think?
I have no fucking idea what to think about this. I'm assuming it's just like, oh, they want to get more reach with the population in, I guess, what would that be? Southeast Asia. And so they're utilizing this K-pop star to be like a face of the brand over there to like kind of get it in more people's hands. So I guess it's probably not really like that crazy of a news point, I suppose. But it's interesting how, like, I don't know if this is like a trend or not, but I just saw that like there was another K-pop group, that BTS group just came in the news. Apparently they're releasing a new album and stuff. So like maybe there's like a K-pop resurgence going on or something, or maybe K-pop's like just always been vibrant. I don't know. It's not really my scene, but it's probably smart for Sony to have some kind of like celebrity face associated with their brand. So yeah, I guess this is cool.
It's interesting. I mean, apparently, you know, she's from Thailand and is arguably one of the most famous faces in K-pop. K-pop is huge. It's even getting big in the US now, but she's had solo hits all over, and then she has a new song apparently that is at the top of the Billboard charts right now. So she's kind of a big deal. While she's not in my wheelhouse, I don't know who this is, but she's already in an ad right now. And she's playing a bunch of different PlayStation titles like Marathon, Helldivers 2, Tekken 8. And is she really playing them? I don't know. I'd have to watch the trailer. I didn't watch it, but this is the news that I got. But yeah, interesting. I don't know. I'll have to watch that trailer because I'm curious now. But that was all I had for the news. There wasn't a whole lot of shit going on. Death Stranding's getting great reviews. Death Stranding 2, that is. But let's talk about new games this week real quick. These are games coming out between July 1st and 7th. These are actual confirmed games. Angerfoot, Irem Collection Volume 3, Firmament, and that's about it. So, I don't know. I don't know what else came out or what else is coming out. Those are the ones that I could find. So, there you go. Firmament is a spiritual successor to Myst.
Yeah, I was going to say, Firmament was... I'd heard about that one, which is like it's like a Myst-like game, which is interesting. I don't know if you had this similar kind of feeling, but even though I never played it, when I was a kid, dude, Myst was everywhere.
Yeah, dude, it was everywhere.
Like, it seemed like everybody played that had a PC capable of it had Myst or played Myst. Or knew somebody that played.
Dude,
Myst.
I think I had it. I think my parents had a Packard Bell or a Gateway 2000 or something, and we had Myst, but I had no idea how to play it. It was a weird game.
I mean, it's an adventure game. It's very, very much like puzzle oriented and everything. And
yeah, I want to pull up the Myst.
And it's just it's not my type of game. But like I remember the visuals were very impressive. It seemed really cool, and I always wanted to give it a try, but I just never never got around to it or never had the opportunity to or something like that. So yeah, it's interesting that they're releasing this on console.
Yeah, so that's cool. But outside of that, Jake, man, I got nothing else. Just glad to get an episode down in the books with us and get something out there for the listeners to chew the fat on, listen to it. Gonna hear me glow about Death Stranding 2 and Car Mechanic Simulator. Man, I kind of want to try a newer one, Car Mechanic Simulator, like 22 or 24 or something. Dude, it's so fun. But I haven't gotten to a point where I've, I don't know, really gotten nice cars to work on. They've all been rust buckets, and it's kind of annoying. It'd be nice to like have someone that cared about their car bring it to me.
Well, then it wouldn't probably need repair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, dude, got nothing else to say. We're pushing 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'm sorry to the patrons that we don't have the episode out early for you this time around. You'll get it a few hours early. But thanks for tuning in. Jake, do you have anything you want to say to the listeners before we sign off for the day?
No, just stay cool out there given the heat that's going on all around the country at the moment. I know it's a little bit cooler now, but yeah, just stay cold. We've got our pool open, so I might go jump in the pool for a little bit. My car's leaking oil, so that's not good.
Yeah, it
so I gotta
sucks.
figure out what the fuck's going on with that. Might be time for a new vehicle. I got 200,000 miles on that bad boy.
Wow.
So we shall see. But other than that, just looking forward to the holiday weekend.
Yeah, I get Friday off. I'm pretty excited about that. So very good. All right, well, I'll let you go. And thanks again for tuning in to episode 383 of PS6 is Awesome. The show's title is PS6 is Coming, What We Know and What We Want. So thanks for jumping in and today, Jake, and we'll be back next week to bring you all this podcast goodness, and hopefully I'll have spent a little more time with Death Stranding 2, and we'll have some more to say. If you're playing any of those games we talked about today, write us, let us know, comment on our YouTube videos, whatever, share the show with your friends, all that good stuff. Write us at pssawesome.com, at gmail.com, and go sign up to our Patreon, please. Patreon.com/pssawesome. With that out of the way, we are out of here. Like Marvel Spider-Man 2, Metaphor Re-Fantasio, and Mortal Kombat 1. P.S.
Yes.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.